What's up, guys? Welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to be talking about something really expansive and big, something called callbacks. What are callbacks? Let me show you. So here we are in a .lua, the example mod, my mod that we've been working on. And our node, it's fairly simple. When the engine fires up, the Minetest engine, it reads our code, defines our node, adds it to the registry, and then when we want to place it in the world, we get it in our creative inventory, or we craft a recipe and we have it, and then we place it in the world, and that's it. It has attributes. Maybe it's bouncy. That's great. You can interact with it to a certain extent. But what if we wanted the node to do something very specific or something very interesting? Well, we would need to use something called a callback. And what a callback does is it allows some code to be defined in your node, which will be run while you're playing the game. But when? Well, you could define it to be run when the node is placed. This all centers around the node that you're defining. So you could define it to be run when you place the node, or when you destroy the node, or when you start to break the node, or when you right click or left click the node. In any of these scenarios, you can define special functionality, something that maybe could affect the player, like the player's bounce ability or gravity, or maybe a overlay. The sky's the limit. So today I'm just going to show you how to actually add a callback into your node. Very simple, not complex, but how to add it into your node definition. And then later on, we'll get into how to do that fun stuff. So you can see here, and as a reminder for the node, we have to define the node. First of all, you give it a name. Has to be proceed with the mod name, colon, and then the item or the node name. And then we have a second entry, which is the attributes table. Remember, it's a table. All of the items inside have to be separated by a comma. Don't forget your commas. So here we are at the last attribute that we have, and we want to add a callback. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to press comma, we're going to hit comma, and then enter, and that'll bring us a new line. Again, we're still in our attributes table. So great, we've done that. Now let's head on over to the Lua API. Where we pretty much have all of the information we could ever need. And we're going to scroll to the very bottom, find the definitions table. Now, to get to this page, as I've said in previous lessons, you're going to hopefully have had it bookmarked. If you haven't bookmarked it before, if you hit Control B, it should give you the options you need. If you need to recall this page and you're bookmarked, you want to see your bookmarks, press Control B. That's the bookmark menu, and so you can navigate to this page. If you don't have any of that, then you're going to want to go to Google and type in Lua Minetest API. Hit enter, and it should be the first link. So, okay, with that behind us, we are in the Lua API webpage, and we've scrolled to the bottom, hit definition tables group, and then in here, if we keep going down, well, you know what? A little bit easier. Click node definition. And you've seen this before. These are all the attributes that this is kind of the static attributes of this node that we have seen before. And there are a ton of them, and you've explored maybe a handful, but we're going to go down. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. And we're going to see these attributes down here that are a little bit different. They have this like action, like this verb preceding the descriptor. So, for instance, on construct equals function pause, or position. That's short for position. Those are callbacks, and kind of self-explanatory. It's like a verb. It's like an action sort of descriptor. So you would imagine that on construct, it's going to do something. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and copy just one of these Control C. We're going to go over to our init.lua, and then there our cursor's in the right place. Press Control V and paste it in here. Now you'll notice a bunch of red saying, this is not right, and that's because we haven't actually ended our onConstruct definition. And so if we add an end, then it's all good. So here we are, and first thing, of course, you'll notice is that onConstruct is actually a function. Cool thing about that is that you can add whatever you want inside of this function. You can do the craziest things, and we'll get into those things in another lesson. Remember from the Lua lessons, functions are defined just like this. So first of all, we give them a name, and then we define that what variable type this variable is, in this case function, and then we pass in some values, information into the function, and so then we can use that information in the function to do something really cool. So in this case, the only thing we can pass in is position, and that would be the block's specific position. So that is the framework for a callback. In maybe the next lesson, I don't know what, I'm going to go into actually using and defining, giving this function some meat. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.